Well, it's been a minute, guys, and I apologize because honestly, life's been a little tumultuous lately. It's been turmoil. It's been a lot going on. We'll just leave it at that. There's been a lot going on. But guys, we were back in the shop, garage, whatever, working finally on the 89 Cr500. Guys, so if you remember, let's roll it back. We bought this bike for $600 here locally. Obviously, classic story of dude didn't know what he had. And it run fine. It ran fine. It ran fine. It was actually, he thought there was a stator issue, but after getting into it, it ended up just being one of the wires got smashed. I replaced the wire, and now she's back up going again. So we completely sent this engine out to Adam Millar. Now, if you guys don't know who Adam Millar is, let me just kind of cue you in. Is it Miller still? I know it's Millar, not ER, so it's like Millar, but it's not Miller, but it might be still pronounced Miller anyway. We sent this entire engine, guys, up to Adam Millar, and he had his way with it. And what I mean by that is he completely ported the bottom and top end together. He actually does this really cool trick that I can't talk about because it is kind of his signature way of getting a lot of extra power out of these Cr500s. Not that you need a lot more, but this has it now. We have two different cylinder heads. He made me a custom taper one for 100 pump. That doesn't make sense, but 100 octane gas. I could get it from the pump is what I meant. And then also Luke at Fathead cut a nice head for this thing too. I fully intend on trying both heads and seeing which one I like the most. Adam's head does not have a decomp, which I requested it not to have a decomp, and Fathead does. What I want to feel is, so I want to be able to one day run the bike on pump gas, and then when I want to race it, I want to throw a different head on. And so I think that's kind of the theory is, so Adam's head is going to be a lot more aggressive with this setup, and Luke's is going to be a little bit more linear and easy to control. And so when I'm not racing it and I want to run standard pump gas, I can switch over to Luke's Fathead. And then when I'm planning on racing it, I can throw on Adam's. Now, we're going to be throwing this thing on the dyno, and we're going to see exactly what both heads do, like as far as performance goes. So I might end up running one more than the other, period. I don't know. But the truth is, yesterday, day before, a few days ago, I picked up this 91 Cr500 rolling chassis. So that means no engine. Unfortunately, someone pulled the motor out of it to use in probably some AF project or in a cart, in those outlaw carts. And unfortunately, I do not have the engine for the 91. But what I do plan on doing is building that thing. After this one is done, we will build an entire engine for it. I feel like 91s, because they were kind of a standalone year in how they looked. It was a 1 year production as far as the plastics goes. So 89, 90, and 91. Those are my favorite Cr500 years as far as looks go, just because each year they did something different in 89, 90, and 91. They didn't keep anything the same. They always wanted to keep modifying the bike to really lend itself more to the consumer and with the changing of times with style and stuff like that, right? But then after that, you know, like basically from, let's say, 92 to 96, it was basically the same looking bike. They did change graphics, some seat cover stuff. I love the 94 Cr500s that had the like purple plastics on it. That was like one of my favorite years too. I love all 500s, guys. Speaking of which, take a look at the Cr430, or this is a 430 XC or something like that, but the Husqvarna. So since you guys saw that thing last, we completely spent some time taking that thing down the frame. Now, I didn't do a restoration or anything close to that. I just wanted to get it operating and safe again. Guts went way out of their way to make a brand new seat and seat cover for it. I was able to actually send them the entire seat inside of a box. Actually, I didn't even send it in a box. I saran wrapped it, put a label on it, and sent it over to Andy and the boys over at Guts. And they completely made brand new foam for it, brand new cover, and it looks stellar. I mean, It brings the bike back together, but that 430 is a future project. I can't have bikes sitting around the shop garage, whatever, incomplete or in some sort of dismay. I have to see it through, get them done to where I can park it, where it's not an eyesore. I'm just that way. I don't know. Call it ADHD, DHTV. So, guys, I'm not building this thing any further than you see it today. So instead, we got our buddy Austin. He is bringing over his brand new Cr500 AFC build. AFC is aluminum frame conversion. If you hear anyone referring to their bikes that have aluminum frames as AFs, that's kind of a term that was coined by Service Honda. And so it's not a true AF, it's an AFC. But he got his conversion done by Tom Perichu over at Precision Welding, the same guy that did the Yamasaki, or not the Yamasaki, but the Wizuki. Put the YZ250 engine inside of the brand new RMZ chassis, and that bike is phenomenal. We have over 30 race hours on it now, and that bike is phenomenal. So, anyways, he's going to be coming around the corner any second because he said he's on his way. He lives a couple blocks away, but we got to check that thing out. Here Austin comes now. So tell us what you did to your Cr500.
So first of all, I started with a complete, or not a complete, just a bare 2006 Cr500 R frame that I found on Marketplace, and it was only the frame. And I bought it because it had a title that came with it. Then next thing you know, I was online looking at TSR, the guys over there in Australia, and they had billet aluminum cases for the Cr500. And because I had no engine, no anything when I started this project, I had to build everything from the ground up. Every single nut and bolt had to be bought. So I bought cases, a cylinder, and a head from TSR, all 100% brand new. And then when those got delivered, I ended up getting the conversion kit from CP500. And from there, it came with the new billet Y piece, the new engine mounts, the exhaust hangers, everything you need to convert one of these frames into accepting a Cr500. So then I took it to our buddies up in Mountain House, Nevada, Precision Welding, to have them finish weld everything after I had everything fabricated. And then the engine just drops in as if it came from the factory that way. And the welds look exactly the same. It looks awesome. So once I got the chassis back, I had to now complete the whole internals. I had to buy a transmission, every gear. I bought a clutch. From there, I got a crank, the whole billet crank from Built 500 that comes balanced and it's just smooth. And then I'm running a Vertex piston. And then from there, I took the cylinder and head and I sent them up to Canada to our buddy Adam Millar. From there, he ported it and grabbed the cylinder head and he cut it down to run VPR or T2 race fuel. And he also put a decomp on it. And another cool thing he did with this build was we were running a 2001 CR125 ignition. So from there, it allows me to have a adjustability on timing, and also it lights up like a light switch. And then that also came from Adam is the reed block. So we're running his reed block, and I'm also running the JD Air Striker 38 millimeter carb. And then that pretty much completes the engine. But what's cool about the TSR cases I also want to bring up is you can run a full hydraulic clutch on it. It has just about the same exact slave cylinder as what KTM uses it. They just machine it and space it out to accept in a Cr500, their Cr500 cases. And from there, you can either run the Magura with mineral oil or the Brembo with brake fluid. I chose to go with the Brembo, which uses the brand new master cylinder and brand new line. And now it just makes the clutch feel so easy. I can pull it in with one finger, minus the cable 500s where you got to pretty much use all four.
Yeah, a whole hand.
And then from there, we're going to work on the chassis. I got forks and the shock from a 2009 CRF 450. So they are actually the KYB Triple S clones, which Honda and all them called the AOS. But all the internals and everything are the same as what Yamaha uses for their Triple S. Then from there, we got wheels from Tusk that were already complete and assembled. And I'm running right now Bridgestone tires on it as I break in the bike. And then from there, I'm actually going to transfer over to Tusk's tires, and those will be the T35s. Then from there, we have a Renthal chain and sprocket, and we have the Mika bars with ODI lock-on grips. We have just the stock Honda brakes on it, and the plastics are Cr500 PowerFlow. And then we also have the throttle jockey woodies that would have come with it in 2006. The pipe is actually an FMF fatty with the Power Core 2, which we also have big plans for that coming soon. Yeah. Yes, I got Galfer brakes, slow it down with the 270 millimeter front, and now that thing just stops on a dime. Yep, we'll have some riding footage of it coming up soon, and we'll be taking it to the track, and hopefully this thing will be at Sand Mountain Big Bore Addicts, and it will also be in Mammoth in 2024.
Well, girls and gargoyles, Austin's bike has given me a lot of, I don't know what you call it, that drive, I guess, you know, to really get this thing going. So what do we need, and what should you expect by next week's video? Yes, I'm going to get back on the weekly videos again, and I'll clue you guys in real quick why I haven't been vlogging and stuff like that for about a month. I tore my calf muscle pretty bad too, to the point where I still might need surgery. We'll find out. And it's my right calf on my right leg, and I can't kickstart anything right now. It was a dirt bike wreck, and that's all I'm going to leave it to, just because it's actually kind of ridiculous how it happened. And but I'm telling you, the leg hurts still. I'm rehabbing it as I go. On November 3rd, I have a recheck where we're going to do an MRI and see if it's going to need surgery for that muscle to get reattached, or if it's doing it itself. So anyways, keep me in your prayers for that one, guys, because I don't want to go into any surgeries. There's no injury that surgeries don't make worse, and I just don't want to get a surgery at all, like at all. So, but what you should expect by next weekend's video. So I had to order, obviously, all brand new transmission bearings for this thing. One bearing in particular was not with the shipment, so I had to order one from eBay, and it went to the wrong address, and the guy's sending another one. It's supposed to be here today. Didn't come here today, but we should have this thing going together. We have a brand new Ventco crank going in this thing. I have 4 pistons that I'm going to be sending up to Adam Millar. He's got to window the intake skirts for the cylinder to work with the new porting job that he gave it. So I can't just throw in a regular Wasner piston and it run as good as if I get him to customize them. So if you guys are interested at all in anything that Adam does, he's on Instagram as Rustius Maximus, Millar Race Engineering, Adam Millar on Facebook. He is by far one of the most sought after Cr500 mechanics, engineers. He's done so much development for BRC with what they're doing. He's done a lot for the fastest Cr500s on the planet. I don't even know all of his accolades. I just know he is the absolute guy. So if you have a Cr500 and you want to have some ponies cranked out of it, you need to send it to him using those contacts I gave you in just a second ago. So again, it's Millar Race Engineering, and then on Instagram it's Rustius Maximus. And on Facebook, just Adam Millar, but remember it's Millar. But get a hold of him, because he will definitely massage your engine over to be something phenomenal. His work is just, yeah, it's the best. So I have a lot of things to get done on this thing still, obviously. I have suspension that I have the front end forks. We're using '07 front forks on this thing. I am going to be using a 96 Cr250 rear shock. We got gold wheels for it. This thing is just going to be badass. And then we'll obviously too, there's a possibility that I'm going to be bringing in another Cr500, guys, another 89 with a totally different vision of a build. But guys, that's what we do here. We mess with the big bores. We love the big bore. Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, KTM, Husqvarna, it doesn't matter. We'll run them all, we'll beat on them all, and we'll build them all. So guys, if you haven't subscribed, make sure, take a second and do that, because the sooner we get to that 100,000 mark is when we're giving away that Cr500 R, and we'll start building on that as soon as we hit 100,000, and it'll be going to you guys free. And all you have to do is use the Rocky Mountain link down in the description, and what that does is each time you use that link, it enters you to win this bike. And we started unlocking that ability for people to start getting in names a while ago. So if you need to purchase anything from RockyMountainATVMC.com, you use that link down in the description, and just you shop as normal. You don't have to change anything, put in any sort of codes or anything like that. And then after we pass that 100,000 subscriber mark and we build that Cr450R, one of you guys are getting that absolutely free, and I can't wait to give that to one of you guys, because that bike is going to be stellar. So that being said, guys, I'm going to close down right here, because I have a lot of work to do, a lot of prep to do, more Cerakoting to do. If you guys want to see Cerakoting videos, there's literally hundreds of them by now out on how to do this. I did use their new C-Series coating, which is an air dry coating, but full transparency, guys, the C-Series coating takes a lot longer to cure. Now, you can oven cure it with like 200 degrees, but if you want to oven cure it, use the H-Series Cerakote. This is a C-Series. I figured I'm in no hurry. I'm waiting on parts anyway. Let's try how the air cure works. And it came out phenomenal, obviously. You guys saw it. So I'm really excited to get this thing together and just feel the power that this thing is going to have. And yeah, we're going to have this thing ready for Big Bore Addicts race at Sand Mountain, Nevada next year. I hope you guys are going to come. A lot of you guys have been hitting me up and asking for directions and time. The best way, if you want to get involved with the Big Bore Addicts whole movement, really, is go on to Facebook. I know Facebook's kind of that old guy kind of thing to do, but go on to Facebook and join Big Bore Addicts on their race group, because or on their page, because every year we get together, we go out to Sand Mountain, Nevada. It's rad. It is so rad. We had, I don't know, 50, 60 500s on the line last year racing, and there's even more coming next year. I heard AJ Wagoner from built500.com is coming. It's going to be stellar, and I really hope you guys bring out your big bores. And if you don't have a big bore, you have, say, a 4-stroke, that's fine. Bring it out. Come hang out with us. Run it. None of us are going to say mean things to you for having a 4-stroke. You just can't race when we have the Big Bore Addicts race. But guys, holy mackerel. Excited. Let's freaking do this, because I'm so pumped. Anyways, I love every single one of you guys. We'll see you on the next one, where we're going to have this thing a lot more together than you see right now. Bye-bye.